welcome to AniBreak, your place for everything about anime, manga, video games, all the good stuff. My name's Jason, and we're going to do things a little bit different this week. I have a good treat for you guys. I have a good friend on the show who's going to join us. You might remember him from a previous show that we did together. Everybody go ahead and please welcome Bryan Yang. How you doing, man?
Hi, doing good, doing good.
What have you been up to lately, man?
Let's see. Pretty much, I've been working on my whole DJ thing actually, quite
Nice.
a bit. Let's see. I mean, after before AX was Fanime, and then coming up in 2 weeks actually, I'm gonna be in Missouri for Motaku. They're actually flying me out there to perform at their dance.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
really
So
exciting
they've been
stuff.
keeping you really busy with all that?
Pretty busy. I mean, I'm already in talks with at least one other convention. I'm working on possibly one in early November, and then I'm sending out feelers to other conventions throughout the fall and winter to see if any others might be nibbling at that too.
Nice, nice. You also have a couple streams available as well nowadays, don't you?
Yeah, I have a weekly pretty much just an audio podcast that's live, and I play music, and I actually either play a recorded mix of mine or I do a live mix on the stream.
Nice. I've
And
listened to a
those,
few of them. They're freaking amazing. I love them.
thank you.
Looks like we already have a question from the chat. QBan Jackson asks, "How did you become a DJ?"
Let's see. How did I become a DJ? I think it started, I think around, I mean, I've always been interested in like electronic music ever since I was a teenager, but it really started picking up, I think, in early 2010 when Mogra, the Akiba Club,
Hmm.
they actually streamed their events on Ustream. And I would watch those, and there was actually an unofficial fan club on Facebook for Mogra, and so I got interested in that, and they would spin all these song remixes and stuff, and that really got my attention. And then in AX 2010, when the Japanese DJs came, Red Alice and Project and all of them, I was lucky enough that I knew the promoters for it, so I
Hmm.
got to go up on stage and dance
I
with the
remember that you were
DJs.
dancing like a fiend up there during
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Those of you who are at AX 2010 will remember there was a Red Ramu going nuts on stage. That was me. But as soon as after AX was over, it's like I after feeling that energy from the crowd, it's just like, man, I want to be a part of that. So I like 2 months later, like September, I put down money, got a M Audio Exponent, my first DJ controller, and then it just went from there. The rest is
Awesome.
history.
Now you also have been changing a bit of your outfits as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. For starting in Fanime, I switched colors. I'm still Reimu as my primary cosplay, but now it's blue colored. And I it actually integrated it with the Neko Mimi.
I like that. Now
Uh,
is it actually turned on while you're DJing, or is that just taking too much battery?
uh, it's it takes the batteries last about 3-4 hours. I actually use rechargeable batteries because they burn through batteries so fast.
Ah, okay.
But I actually don't wear them when I DJ because I'm afraid they might fall off while I'm just like, bobbing like crazy. So I actually take them off when I DJ.
Although I have seen pictures online of you in the Raymu outfit, both the red and the blue, also sporting what's called the aviator glasses as well.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
swag move.
that is pretty badass. I like that.
That's something that I actually came up with on a whim at I think it was ALA.
Okay.
Just a friend of mine brought a pair of aviators, and then I just randomly grabbed them as I walked out the door of the hotel room, and then I just wore them, and then I just decided to run with it.
It definitely brings a unique aspect to the whole design, but it's freaking awesome.
That's true, yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk a little more about what you've been doing with the DJs and where you're gonna be going on forward from that. Let's
For
talk
sure.
a little bit, what's going on in the world of anime and manga.
Yeah.
And this first bit, I just had someone send me a side note on it, and they said Happy Yowie Day, and I went, the hell? Why?
Yeah. I actually totally forgot about that until you mentioned it to me actually a little bit earlier.
And I had no idea about this. In a little article that someone wrote about it, the short reading of 801 can be read as Ada's Ya, 0 as the Western influence O, and 1 is an E, so yaoi. And it
Yeah.
was like, really? We have a yaoi day now? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ever since I think pretty much as long as Yowie's been around, that's been uh like kind of used as an unofficial like I guess designator for Yowie.
I can see that these would appear here once in a while. I mean, like the whole thing with Miku, the Sankyu 39, March 9th. So I guess
Yes.
like, this can't be limited only just Miku.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I mean there are a handful of references that are based on number patterns
Okay.
I've heard of.
If you can find more of those, please let me know because I would love to just throw them as little tidbits on the show.
For sure, for sure.
Now, last weekend was Otakon. Did you have a chance to go to that, or were you just chilling at home?
No, I hung out at home. Yeah, as much as I wanted to go out there, I mean, God, I've been to God, how many conventions? Like, I think I've counted at least. I think I've been averaging once a month this year.
Really?
Yeah, I've been at a convention once a month this year.
What else have you been up to?
I don't know. It seems like it's mostly conventions nowadays. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been going to a convention almost every month, and so I'm like, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I'm like, yeah, I have to take a break once in a while from convention running.
Something we never thought we would say back in the day of, oh, we got to take a break from these cons. We were always like, let's go to this con and this con and this con and
Exactly, exactly. But then now I'm like, man, so my friends want me to visit this convention like in October, but then I'm talking to a convention about getting booked there in the week later, and then it's like, and I'm like, man, am I gonna be like flying around the country like every other week at this rate? Like, holy cow, it's like things been going so crazy. Like,
Rockstar DJ here, I see.
I don't know what it is about this year. Like normally I would only visit like two or three like um out of SoCal. Like
Hmm.
but then all of a sudden this year it's just something happened. I've just been like going to conventions like all over the
Hey,
place.
massive props. That's still awesome.
Yeah, definitely can't really complain.
Yeah. I wasn't able to go to Otakon either. Just didn't have the funds for it. But there was a lot of stuff that was going on. A lot of friends were going. They were sending a bunch of pictures and tweets about it. Looks like they actually had they put their numbers up. Approximately about 32,000 unique. So it's still growing. It's still a surprisingly large amount. But then again, the whole thing with a lot of people would say between Anime Expo and Otakon is that Otakon's a little more fan oriented, so they have a lot of cool stuff over there. I haven't been there yet. I still need to go. Maybe next year. Who knows? My
Yeah,
only problem being is that it's usually the same weekend as DEF CON, which is a hacker convention. So it's like,
that's right. That's
um,
also last week, was it not?
it was, and they had a bunch of people show up this year. Even a bunch of like DJs and MCs that showed up and whatnot. Of course, they had dual core there. Surprisingly, they invited MC Frontalot, who did a whole full set or two,
Oh,
I think.
interesting.
So it was. I heard it was a blast. I'll have to go to one of the two next year.
Yeah.
But there was a number of stuff that was announced there, and I'll just quickly go through these. Crunchyroll, they announced about the new apps available on the PS3 and Samsung Smart TVs. You still
Hmm.
have the available on the Roku box. I downloaded it today on my PS3, and I'm thinking, okay, the graphic, the GUI is nice. It looks great.
Right.
Until I started playing an anime, it is limited to 480p.
Are you serious?
No HD at this time on any of their apps.
Oh, okay. So anything outside of PC is right now limited.
Exactly. The PC you can do 720, and then you have a fast enough connection, 1080.
Right.
A lot of people are like, "What the hell? We need to have the iDef." They say it's planned, it's coming down the line, but no.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's just like an issue with the app, or just streaming from their servers. Who knows?
Yeah.
They've been recently starting to stream Angel Beats, which is a great series. Hellgirl and Moyashiman, they got the license rights for season 2, but
Uh-huh.
in order to prepare viewers for that, they actually are going to be start streaming season 1.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. I'll give them props on that.
Right.
I have to question Viz. So Viz Media, they announced it at AX,
Hmm.
a thing called Neon Alley. It's gonna be their own streaming service. They're aiming it at video game consoles, i.e., the Xbox 360, and it's
Right.
like $7 a month. Here's the thing that they're trying to differentiate themselves. It is all the anime they show is one uncut, which is good,
Hmm.
but two 100% dub, no sub.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
maybe they're just trying to be like the opposite of Crunchyroll, Uh, who
I don't know.
knows?
Maybe it might be licensing too.
Maybe it could be licensing.
There could be stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about.
My honest thought about it is basically they want to push their own titles that they put all the money into production for the dub, that they want to get that
Yeah.
out there. I mean, I don't blame them for trying to get that out there,
Right.
but this just further adds fuel to the flames of sub versus dub.
True enough. True enough. But but Crunchyroll isn't carrying the titles that Viz does though, right?
I don't believe there's cross pollination there now.
Okay. So I guess in the end it sounds like the online viewers don't really have a choice anyway.
Yeah, if they want to watch, I believe well, I take it back. There's like Blue Exorcist. The
Right.
sub was available on Crunchyroll. The dub's
Hmm.
gonna be exclusively on Neon Alley. So I guess there's maybe an option there. Not to mention you have Hulu Plus and Netflix and
Right.
Funimation and
Yeah.
Anime Network. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. They're going to be doing a reprint of the original Nausicaa manga, and they're going the full nine on this. You know,
Oh
original brown
man.
ink color, the bigger
That
size, two volumes with full color pages. I mean,
that's gonna be the third. No, that'll be the. This will be the fourth set of Nausicaa manga I'm gonna buy because I have the let's see, the original like 4 volume English adaptation,
mhm.
and then the Japanese 7 volumes, and I think they did an English 7 volumes, did they not?
I believe they did. Yes,
Yeah, and then I guess this is coming out, so that means I'll own 4 sets of unique Nausicaa
I've
manga.
only borrowed it from friends to read it before. This is the first time I think I'm actually going to own it because this just looks
It's
incredible.
it's
It's
I
going to be
mean
pricey, but still, it's going to be worth it.
it's totally worth it because it's the only like full length manga that Miyazaki himself
Hmm.
made, and the story is incredible. Like I said, I own 3 sets of it already, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy this set as well. So
That's one hell of a recommendation if I've ever heard one. So.
yeah,
Funimation did some of the basic stuff. They made a lot of their announcements over at Anime Expo. Of course, they showed the English dub, like the first couple episodes of Steins Gate. I haven't heard yet to see how that sounds. I've only listened to the trailer, and it has promise. We'll see what happens. They announced a bunch of new releases, though, or licenses for new releases. And we're talking about. Apparently, they acquired the entire Tenchi Muyo franchise, or the parts they didn't have rights to already. So that'd
interesting.
be cool to see a giant box set of the entire. That's something I would buy in a heartbeat.
The epic set.
I would be Tenchi Muyo Universe, Tenchi in Tokyo, the OVAs, the movies.
Yeah, Pretty Sammy.
Oh my god, I forgot
Remake.
about Pretty Sammy. They also announced they had the rights to Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine, the new one that was recently streamed.
All right.
That's gonna be interesting because have you seen any of that, Brian?
No, I haven't actually.
It's a very stylized art form
Hmm.
and a crapload of nudity. Like
Interesting.
Fujiko is more often nude than wearing clothes, and even then she's wearing like maybe half a bikini.
Yeah, well,
So
I guess it kind of makes sense considering it's almost kind of like a James Bond type of feel to
it
it.
definitely has that feel to it. It was animated by the same company who did Redline. So it has
Okay.
that hard like pencil sketch style. It looks badass.
Nice, nice.
QBN Jackson in the chat goes, did they still do the tuturu in the dub for Steins Gate? Yes, they did, and it was spot on. What else we got here? Sentai Filmworks. I'll speed through these real quick. They acquired the license for Kids on the Slope, what I
Mhm.
think was the best anime of the past season. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, it put together, a couple Cowboy Bebop legends. Shinichiro Watanabe to direct it, and then
Nice.
you had the music of Yoko Kanno. Win, win, win.
Yeah, yeah.
So, they're gonna remaster Grave of the Fireflies.
So are they kind of like doing a film rescan or an upconvert?
All they said was just they're remastering it. They didn't go into any further detail. And if I was there, I would have asked.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just going to be an upscale. Even
I
if that's the case, then no, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. If they like actually go through the process of like rescanning the film and then reprocessing it into 1080p, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They're going to be doing the physical release of Sword Art Online, which I just did a first impressions review on the website if you guys want to check that out.
Right.
And that's Aniplex. We just skipped
Oh,
forward. So
actually, that last note that you have here, Persona 4 anime,
yes.
which got some controversy starting yesterday
Mm-hmm.
with their announcement that they're going dub only.
That makes me wonder.
I was thinking about it, and the one of the reasonings I could think as to why they did it is because since the Persona 4 game
Mm-hmm.
is dubbed, that they want to like kind of maintain continuity.
I could see that.
That's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the only like other than possible like licensing conflicts, like
Mm-hmm.
some random legal issue. Outside of that, that's kind of like the only reasoning I could come up with why they would go dub only.
And if anything, for fans who want to watch it subbed, I'm sure they can always just import the Blu-rays,
Yeah,
which will
of
be a
course.
pretty penny, but still, you could do it.
Yep, can be done.
Aniplex, they've already announced, they reconfirmed at Otakon that they're going to do a Blu-ray box set of Bakemonogatari.
Yep.
What was new, though, that they're going to be announcing a live stream of the series, but it's the TV broadcast version.
Hmm.
Which, okay, I can see because in the Blu-ray release of a couple episodes, it got
Right.
kind of hot and steamy. So
Right. Right.
the what was it the? I'm trying to think. Was it this one that had the toothbrush insertion segment or?
You know what? I don't
Okay.
remember.
I can't remember, but that was an interesting scene to begin with.
Yeah.
Um, what else we got? And finally, Aniplex America is bringing Durarara in Blu-ray, a full Blu-ray box set of Durarara to the States. You can pre-order it, I think, now, and it'll be available at the end of end of October.
Ah, very nice.
That's one. That's a series that it was very rare that I actually like sat down and was like, I need to watch more.
Right.
But that'll be cool when that comes out. No word yet on the price, although I'm sure it's going to be a pretty penny.
Right.
All right. Well, Brian, have you been watching Toonami at all?
Uh, I just remember. I haven't been keeping up with it too detailed, although I did tune in for the April 1st broadcast.
Yeah, that that
That
one, unfortunately, I didn't see personally because I
what
didn't have
was
cable at the time.
what was crazy is that if I remember correctly, I hadn't seen it myself, but my friend was telling me that they play this like indie film as a troll every April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And what was funny is that so they announced Toonami, and then he's like, just watch, they're just gonna play this film again. And they actually started playing the film, but about 30 seconds in, it cuts out, and then Toonami starts.
That's what I saw in the YouTube videos. That's one of the best trolls I've seen in a while online.
Yeah, yeah, and then Tom walks in and he's like, it's good to be back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, so they've been showing some cool stuff. The whole thing that one of the shows, Dead Man Wonderland,
Yeah.
is nearing its end. It's only 12 episodes long.
Hmm.
And I was hoping that they make an announcement for something new rather than doing the classic Toonami bit of just replaying it over and over and over. Or
Right.
if you go way back when they were showing Dragon Ball Z, they
Hmm.
would go to like the end of I think the Frieza saga, and just
Oh
before the
God.
last 5 episodes, go all the way back to the beginning. You're like, screw you!
God, I was watching that when it was like on network TV on Saturday mornings, and I raged so hard when that happened. And I was in elementary school.
And they did it like 3 or 4 times too.
Yes, yes, and I every time I'd hope they continue, and nope,
Nope.
every time it come back to the beginning.
Yeah. But thankfully, they've come out and announced that at the end of Dead Man Wonderland, they're going to start a new series, one that hasn't been on Cartoon Network before or Adult Swim or any of that. It's Samurai 7. This one came out, what, in the mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006?
Yeah, it's a little bit older one.
But
Yeah.
still a fun series, one a lot of action, some good dialogue, and they're going to show that in its entirety.
Very nice.
This just further proves that one of I guess the major company behind pushing these new shows to Toonami is just Funimation, which
Mhm.
is not a bad thing because then who knows, maybe one day we'll just pop on Toonami and they'll go, by the way, we're gonna start panty and stocking this week.
Oh, one can only hope.
Oh, that would. Have you heard the English dub yet?
I haven't, although, I mean, I've heard great things about it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It they didn't edit anything in terms of the video, and the people that that translated the dub threw more curse words in the English dub than there were in the Japanese version.
Very nice.
It's completely nonsensical. It's
Mm,
just insane, and it's awesome.
nice. Awesome.
So Samurai 7 starts August 12th, so in about a week and a half. If you
Mhm.
guys haven't seen it yet, this is the perfect time for you guys to check it out. I believe it's also streaming on Funimation's website. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat room. Okay. This one, why don't you talk about this one? This one I was really stoked about.
All right. So, Initial D, the manga announced that they are starting another season. This will be number 5, if I remember
I
correctly.
believe so, yes.
Yeah. This will, I guess, if you're following in the naming convention, that'll make it fifth stage. And so apparently they haven't really announced what kind of format it is, but they
Hmm.
said it's coming up next week. We'll get more details on exactly what it'll be. And so yeah, if you're not familiar with Initial D,
This is
I don't know
awesome.
how else to describe it as if except to kind of explain that it it created the second half of like street racing culture.
It really did.
Yeah, it I mean the reason why the what was it? Oh God, why am I blanking on the name? The new Scion Coupe. The FRS.
Oh, yes.
The FRS. Yes, the reason why people were so excited about it is because it's supposed to have like the bloodline of the 86, the Hachiroku in it.
Oh, nice.
And so yeah, and the reason why Hachiroku is so important to street racing fans is because specifically because of Initial D. So
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do a reboot. And
yeah.
the reason being for that is that in the original series, the car races were utilizing, I think, one of the first, not the first, but one of the first anime series to use computer graphics. And all the races, all the cars were CG. And
Yes, that's
back
right.
when that came out, I was like, that's freaking awesome. It blew my mind. I
Yeah,
want to see what they can do now with
yeah.
the upgrades in technology since then.
Right, right. I mean, it's gonna be really interesting because I mean, they had um, oh, wow, I I'm totally losing it for names tonight.
No worries.
The Drift King. Um, God,
Oh, I've blown him mind. Chat room, help us out, please. Help out these two idiots.
yes, the Drift King. But he was actually serving on as technical director during the animations.
Oh, nice.
So he was actually the one kind of, I guess, describing to them how the cars actually moved in the animation, which is why the animations were, I guess, more accurate than average.
Mm.
And maybe if they bring him back, then, maybe they might
We'll
actually
see.
get.
I'm hoping that
Are we, are
given
we gonna end up with, like a Fast and Furious style adaptation or something? There we go, Tsuchiya. There we go. That's the Drift King.
thank you, Sujiya.
But
Going with the Fast and Furious thing, hopefully it won't become an anime adaptation of Tokyo Drift.
yeah, well, I mean, hey, Tsuchiya even made a cameo in Tokyo Drift.
That's
Just
true. He wasn't he the guy on the pier, the old
he,
guy fishing.
who went
Yeah,
not bad
that's right.
with him. Yeah.
Ah, good time. So when that comes out, we'll give you guys more information on the website and on the shows.
Yep.
Um, well, speaking of classes that are getting a bit of a reboot, let's talk about Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Let's just show the video first. This was interesting. It they announced a little while ago that there was gonna be a Dragon Ball Z movie, a new one.
All
I'm
right.
like, okay, this could be cool. And they haven't said anything beyond that. No sketches, no designs, no trailers. Until less than a week ago on some morning show, they just showed a quick 15-second blip on it. So what we're going to show you right now is a clip. Some guy in Japan just took a video camera to the TV, so the quality is but you still get to see what's going on. You'll see a little bit of like intro to the Dragon Ball Z universe, and then you'll be able to tell when the actual trailer starts. So let's go ahead and watch this. So interesting that it's gonna be a lot of CG in that scene with going through the cliffs and whatnot. Brian, you sound like you're muted.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I muted for the video. My bad. I was saying just a little bit of CG, tiny
Just
bit here
a
and
little
there.
bit and whatnot.
Yeah.
Dan 45, I thought it was live action for a second.
Yeah, actually, when they were doing that shot over the water, I'm like, man, I just hope it's not a real person standing there at the end of that shot.
I, who knows? If they
Hey,
want to be an ultimate troll, they could easily do that.
we've already been through that once. I don't think we need to go through it again.
Yeah. The thing that gives me hope for this one
Mm-hmm.
is that it's being directed by Masahiro Hosoda, which has done some Dragon Ball Z episodes as a director, so he
Mm-hmm.
has the feel for it. And the best thing about this,
Mm-hmm.
the Dragon Ball creator, Akira Toriyama, is completely involved in this one. So deep,
Ah.
as far back as the early screenwriting stages. And
Hmm.
they stated that it's going to retain the atmosphere of the original series while adding small elements of modern flavor. But the fact you have Toriyama involved with this just gives it so much more credence to it being epic.
Yeah. Oh God.
We'll see what happens
The
with this.
the chat.
10:45, he's balls deep into this.
Indeed.
Yes. All right, what do we got going on next?
See, we got Madoka Magica, Shaft, the people who animated Madoka Magica and also did Nisei Monogatari, Mario Holic, Arakawa Under the Bridge,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc., announced their next Maho Shoujo anime. It's called Prism Nana Project. And so they said, let's see, they're bringing a trailer, or they're gonna do a full promotion at Comic Cat 82, which runs next
Mm-hmm.
weekend, at Big Sight. Comic Cat 82, if you're not familiar, being the Great Doujinshi convention, the biggest in the world, but at the same time, major companies do preview new stuff there and sell lots and lots of exclusive and afterwards expensive items there as well.
We'll be able to go one of these millennia.
One of these millennia, you and me, man, we have to like just completely like do a Japan invasion.
It'd be awesome. It'd be
Oh,
completely
yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
So they showed some of these, quick little sketches. Of course, they have the Karmic Market, logo all over them. To me, I like these character designs a lot better than Madoka's.
Well, that's because they were kind of sticking to the original character designs, though, in that
Mm-hmm.
sense. Yeah, the particular artist that did all the character designs actually, if you look at some of the concept art for Madoka, it's actually even more stylized than ended up in the anime. But
True.
yeah, I think that was mostly just because they were trying to stay faithful to the original art, and so
Okay, fair
I'm,
enough. I'll
I,
accept that.
yeah, so I'm guessing that they have a completely different character designer working on this one
Mm-hmm.
specifically.
But this is not all the Madoka news we have, is it, Brian?
Nope. And this makes me very jelly. It's that in Japan they have a Madoka MasterCard, and it's official, and it's to commemorate the film trilogy that's coming out later this year. And there's more. There's no membership fees in the first year, and as long as you use the card once a year, you'll have the annual fee waived.
That's
And
nice.
that, I don't know. I mean, considering how much of a collector value this may have, it sounds like once a year may even be too much. Because every time you swipe it, you get one of those tiny little scratches on the back of it.
Good point.
And even that's what I'm saying. Collector value wise, even one swipe a year might be too much for it. But anyways, you can register for the card, and if you register before September 20th, you'll get 200 sets of special passes for the first 2 out of 3 films, and they're in the it looks like a pass case, I guess, right?
Yeah, it looks like a little special edition, and it comes with, I guess like a little art cell, and as well as your pass to get in and whatnot. Something that Obviously, for those who actually are going to receive these, are either going to cherish them for the rest of their lives or going to instantly sell them on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened with the Evangelion film strips.
That is true. I remember reading about
Haruhi
that.
film strips, especially the Haruhi film strips.
Hmm. I was
And
just
then
thinking. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was saying that the when you were saying about maybe once a year, possibly those scratches of using the card.
Mhm.
What if you just do an online order? That way, you always have the card and it never gets actually swiped.
That is a good point. And I think if you put it in a thin enough plastic sleeve,
Hmm.
the mag stripe should still read, no?
It should. Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Especially if if you have a lot of scratches on it, some places will literally throw your card in like a grocery bag and then swipe it.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that should work as well. But yeah,
Yeah, but I okay, yeah, I see. Using at least once, it doesn't exclude online purchases.
yeah.
So you can leave it inside its like acrylic frame. I'm
I,
pretty sure they'll put it in.
and I mean, it's cool that Japan gets this, and it's the thing is, it gets more than just the card. They have like a little club. You can get these little bonuses and whatnot. If we
Yeah,
want this over here, yes, several credit card companies. If you want, you can put your own design, so you can throw an anime, design up there if you want.
yeah,
But it's not the same.
yeah. I mean, it's not official. That's that's the collectability in it right there.
And there's tons of these, literally tons, and just hundreds of these types of cards.
Yeah,
Not just anime, but J Rock, J Pop, but anything out there has some sort of their own credit card out there.
yeah. Let's see. And then, oh yeah, yeah. And then not to mention like the special benefits that you get being an official member.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that by making a custom card.
Exactly.
And let's see, randomly distributed premium cards each month, and there's 8 different designs.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, and if you manage to collect all 8 cards, you get an exclusive case for them.
And people will do that.
Yes, and it's completely unique to this.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get them anywhere else.
It's interesting, like how fast these cards can actually come into being. I remember a story, a little side tangent,
Hmm.
of one of the members of X Japan, because now they're over. They all live here stateside in California, I think in Santa Monica.
Hmm.
It was Yoshiki. Sorry, Yoshiki was over here, and he has a house and he's whatnot. But he was asking his manager if he can have a credit card just to go out and like get groceries and go to the movies and whatnot, because he didn't have it. He was all waiting for his assistants to pay for everything. And his manager went, "Oh, okay, no problem. We'll take care of this." And a week goes by, and 3 weeks go by, and a month goes by, and Yoshiki's like, "I wonder if is this card coming and whatnot." And manager's, "Oh no, it's coming, it's coming." And the next day he goes, "All right, your flight's booked back for Japan for a photo shoot." For what photo shoot? No, for your credit card. The manager literally thought that when he said, "I want a credit card," was he wants his own credit card with the club and bonuses and everything. And within a month, done.
Uh, First world problems.
Ah, yes. All right. Well, let's get into some. Well, before we get into video game news,
Yes.
to be honest, I haven't seen played any of these visual novel. Many of them, I should say.
Mhm.
We're talking about visual novel Key. They've done
Right.
classic stuff. I mean, what is yours? Air,
Canon,
Planet,
Planet,
and a few others that have been really popular. And they've been mostly just visual novels on PC, and some have been ported to PS2, some to PSP.
right.
But they have a new one. It's been announced a little while ago, but we finally have a trailer for it. It's called Little Busters. And the animation is what you expect from Key. And so I have no doubts in my mind that this is going to take off insanely well when it comes to release. So let's show the trailer and we'll talk a little more about it afterwards.
All right.
Looks good. That animation, I already know for a
Yeah.
fact that this is going to eventually become a standard scene in all those really epic AMVs you see around on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything by Key, like especially if you've ever like watched those things.
Mhm.
I mean, the animated adaptations of the games actually do portray a lot of the emotion that you get out of the game, and I mean, just by virtue of the emotional attachment that you get to the characters, I
Mhm.
mean, that's already like automatic popularity boost.
True. I need to go and actually play through some of the visual novels to get the best view of it. Of course, at
Right.
that example, I've watched Clannad. I've never watched the after story.
Ah,
I need to go back and watch that because even though people
yeah.
come and tell me you got to watch it and you're gonna bawl your eyes out at the end, I'm like,
Yep.
okay, fine. I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Some of the one of the nice things is that the original game's cast members are going to reprise their roles for the anime, so you have this nice continuation from the visual novel.
Yeah.
With a couple small exceptions,
Mhm.
namely Yui Horie is going to take over Riki Naoe. So it's going
Mhm.
to be interesting to hear that different voice in there. Maybe the
Yeah.
fans will enjoy it just for the fact it's Yui Horie.
Yes.
That's just going to add just more to the anime anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's coming
And
out this October. We'll see what happens.
see,
Guys, let us
animated
know.
by JC Staff,
JC.
which good company. Not although KyoAni did the previous ones.
Hmm. Then
But
again,
I
Keanu's
mean,
been really busy with other stuff lately, so
yes. But I mean, again, JC staff is also a really good company. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll do just as good a job as anybody else.
they have everybody has high expectations for this. Any key fan knows what to expect from a key anime. So
Right.
we'll see what
Exactly.
happens.
Exactly.
All right, what do we got going on next?
Let's see. Image Epic and Satellite Tokitoa RPG. Ah, yes. Namco Bandai Games has a new RPG coming out, and they're touting it as the first animation RPG. I guess, how about we just play the trailer so you can get an idea of what they mean by that?
Yeah, and you'll be able to tell what's animated and what's actual gameplay. Trust me. Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts, Brian?
Well, actually, the funny thing is the DJME was paying a lot more attention to the music,
It's all good.
which is actually really, really good. Kind of like to throw it off topic ever so slightly.
Go for it.
There's I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, Jason, with what was it Gunslinger Stratos,
Yes.
the arcade game, the trailer for that written by Livetune. Um, the music for the trailer
Okay.
written by Livetune, and it just kind of reminded me of that because it has that because it looks like a lot of games are kind of going for that the I guess the type of stuff that gets popular on Nico Nico, kind of like that electro sound.
Which is
That's
perfectly fine by me. I enjoy that stuff
exactly
myself. So
exactly. But back to the trailer. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a very interesting take on it. I mean, it's kind of like I think I think a lot of the companies are trying to explore to see if they can do things differently rather than just straight 3D models as things have progressed towards. I mean, there's a Vanillaware with their kind of sprite style animation,
Right.
and then I mean, it's not like the first. This isn't necessarily the first time there's been like a animation based game. I mean,
No,
there's
not
ones
at all.
that go all the way back, and then in recent history there is School Days, to mention one.
Ah, yes.
But I don't know. I mean, it seems like it could be interesting. Although, I mean, being an RPG, facing the same battle like 50,000 times over.
I mean, for what I say, Satellite did a fantastic job on the animation production side. They've always been known for
Yes.
high quality, and it shows in the animated scenes.
Yes.
My beef with it is the actual gameplay part,
Mhm.
which, no surprise to anyone, they only showed a tiny little bit about it.
Right.
So,
Are you talking about like the battle sequences?
yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, the 2D sprites, I like.
Right.
It's a nice design and whatnot. The fact that they try to give a whole 3D aspect to it, to me, it needs polishing.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, there are a lot of games that kind of use that behind the character perspective, and so I'm guessing. I mean, if they just create, I don't know, maybe they can kind of optimize the, I guess the seam between the animation and the background. Maybe that might help, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really see them doing too much about it because since they draw it at like a fixed camera angle, so they just have to pretty much show it at a particular camera angle for all
Yeah.
the battles.
I'll give it a shot when it comes out. It'd be nice just to see, the animation quality, anyways.
Right.
Hopefully, because for me personally, just watching the gameplay there, it was
Right.
like, no, maybe not. But I'll give it a shot, and we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, I mean, I think once more complete trailers start coming out, we'll be able to get a better idea.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, for this last bit, WonFes was also last weekend in Japan. There was a lot of stuff going on last weekend.
God, yes.
And we could easily spend a good hour just going through all the different models that they were showing there, all the
Yes.
companies, what they showed off, even the
Oh.
even the garage kits that people
For people not familiar, Wonder Festival is pretty much a convention based around figures
hmm
and models. So PVC figures that you buy in store as well as garage kits.
And I've seen some of the pictures. Some look absolutely fantastic. Others question their sanity, but it's still a place where everybody can get together and enjoy the figures and trade
Yes.
stories and collect stuff. But there was something new this year.
Hmm.
This was insanely huge. Um, there was a announcement and showcasing of a robot.
Hmm.
By robot, I mean a giant 4 meter tall, 4 ton robot that actually was able to turn around and aim Gatling guns that shot like 5,000 BBs a minute.
Wow.
It has a touch operated setup. You can actually control it either in the outfit, the mech itself, or remotely with like a laptop.
Interesting.
It's pretty interesting. Now Kurata's been developed since January of 2010, and they
Okay.
put a lot of work into it. Let's go ahead and show the training video that they made for it. It's about 4 or 5 minutes long,
All
but
right.
aside from the ability to actually roll around, which you can't do yet, everything like moving around and the auto targeting for the weapons and whatnot, that is
Hmm.
all legit. So they decided to make
Nice.
a training video in English, and
Really?
it's entertaining. Let's just watch.
Dude, I don't. You know what I was thinking at the end when they're like, "Please make sure to don all protective clothing."
Mhm.
I'm like, AKA cosplay.
This is a real life tank girl. All right.
Oh man. Well, the way they ended it sounded like it's a freaking like airline emergency procedures.
Please enjoy your stay while you demolish all your opponents. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was wondering if they were gonna talk about an oxygen mask dropping down from the ceiling, but I guess not.
In the event of a submersion, your seat can be used as a flotation device.
Exactly.
And of course, there's actually several other videos out there.
Hmm.
A couple of the actual unveiling of it. And what was interesting, in order to showcase some of the features of the robot, they actually had one of those AR drones fly around it, and it was like tracking it in real time and whatnot.
Oh, very nice.
There's another
Very nice.
promotional video that talks about all the accessories you can put onto your mech.
Well, I think all you need is smile shot.
Yeah, that was the best thing about it. You could automatically fire just by smiling.
So
You
you
have to
can
be a little
just
psychotic to drive this then.
yeah, exactly. And then the phone call system.
Which could be like, a little backwards. It's the fact that, you're going to call on someone that makes you laugh. When they start laughing, all of a sudden you just blow away everything that's in front of you.
It's like, oops.
Kuroku, can I dock my iPod? I'm sure they can afford they could spare a little bit for an iPod dock.
I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, it has a 2-din slot so you can install DVD player as well.
Has OnStar.
On Star. Oh, man.
Then, of course, if you want this, you can get it for the low, low price of 100 million yen, or current rates $1.27 million.
Which for an actual like 4-meter mech, I mean, this is like something that you could see like a billionaire just want to have just for kicks.
What do you get for your son's 15th birthday? I'm gonna get him a mech, so you go through all his bullies. Who's the bully now? No.
Drop your kid off at school in that.
But unfortunately, of course, with all this cool stuff, there is a catch.
What is it?
It's only an art piece. This is
Ah,
not for sale. It's not reality.
I
But
see.
it's still friggin' awesome. I want this.
So all the videos are just mainly just kind of as a ad
Like
or just
a little tongue-in-cheek, comedy.
right.
I mean, yes, they are still building it and whatnot. That's why it shoots BBs and water
Water
bottles.
bottle
Yeah.
rockets.
Yeah. So the fact that they're still going to probably work on this and, make it a
Yeah.
little more mobile and whatnot, but
Right.
it's not for sale. It's nothing for anything fancy, but it's considered an art piece for
Right.
now.
For now.
Knowing those Japan, I could totally see like Japan National Defense going, "We'd like you to create an art piece for us. The same thing, make it mobile and give us 1,000." Yes, we'll call it an art piece. We'll make it an exhibition. We'll fly over to I don't know, South Korea, and then no. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's just stuff like that that I just see that's just amazing. It just
Yeah.
it blows my mind.
Yeah. Always fun.
Wow, we've actually gone for about an hour now, so
Yeah.
a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been a blast having you on the show, Brian.
Yes.
Good to hang out
yes.
again.
No, definitely.
What else have you been doing with your DJ performances? Anything like else coming up, or
Let's see. So the next one I have that I know for sure is happening is in 2 weeks in Kansas City, Missouri,
Mhm.
and it's at a convention called Motaku. And actually, if you have that picture up there,
yeah, let me grab that
the
real
the
quick.
flyer, one of my friends out that lives out there, and who's also a DJ, is actually drew this flyer to promote dance at Motaku, and I'm really flattered by it, like that he would go through, and
It's a pretty epic pick.
yeah, no, seriously. And so, that's supposed to be me on the left, and then since he's like a Vocaloid DJ, so that's Miku on the right to represent him, and
Mhm.
then I'm presuming the other two in the middle are for the other two DJs.
Mhm.
So yeah, Ryoko, and I actually don't remember who the last one is,
See if it says in
but
the bottoms. It does not.
yeah.
Still looks cute
But
though.
yes, no, it's very awesome. So, and I do hope to take recordings of all the performances there. So,
Mhm.
when I get back from there on my radio show, chances are very good that I'll be playing replays from that.
Gotcha. And of course, you can follow him on both of his Twitter, Prex and then DJ Prex.
Yes, and yeah, I announced the stream on actually on both Twitter accounts. So, if you're curious, just follow those Twitter accounts and just wait till Friday, and you'll see tweets about it.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap this up. It's like I said, it's been a blast having you on, Brian. You're welcome to jump back on anytime.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a bit of a reunion. I know we get to hang out every once in a while outside of this, but it's nice to be a little nostalgic as well on this.
Yes, definitely.
So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next week for another episode of AniBreak. It's Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. Don't forget, this Friday, we have another episode of From Our Mother's Basement, and Reunion Week continues then, because we'll have the great Courtney Kraft joining us on that one. So
Yes, say hi to her for me.
we'll definitely do. We'll have to get together and go get a drink or something soon, because we're all semi-local still, so.
That's true.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and stick around. We might have a little bit of a post show, but thank you very much. Talk to you later.